I'm Jane Mueller, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of Fremont, Newark, and Union City. I'll be acting as the moderator for this forum. On the November ballot, voters will be asked to choose among candidates for the office of Alameda County Supervisor for District 2. There are 4 candidates on the ballot, and they're vying for 1 seat. Before I introduce the candidates to you, though, I'd like to give you a little background about the League of Women Voters and why we co-sponsor these forums. The purpose of the League of Women Voters is to promote political responsibility through informed and active participation of citizens in their government. The League is political in that it reaches positions on selected governmental issues after members study and agreement and takes action for positive change on those positions. But the League is nonpartisan. The League does not support or oppose any political party or any candidate. The purpose of this forum is to provide voters with information that will help them to make an informed choice when they cast their ballots. We ask that the candidates address the issues rather than each other. Here are the ground rules for this forum. Written questions will be submitted by members of the audience here and picked up by runners who, if you just, there is a runner right there. If you just want to hold up your card when you have a question, she'll come and get it, and she'll bring it to the question sorters who are to my right. They will group them for me so we get a good variety of questions. And we'll cover as many questions as we can fit into our 1-hour time frame. Each candidate will have up to 1.5 minutes to answer each question. The timekeeper will raise a 15-second sign. You want to show that, Myrna? And then a stop sign when the time is up. You don't have to use the whole 1.5 minutes if you don't want to, but when the stop sign goes up, we ask that you immediately conclude your remarks. Time limits are closely followed in order to ensure fairness. We'll conclude with a 1.5-minute closing statement from each candidate. We expect the audience to give each speaker an opportunity to be heard, so please hold your applause until the end. And now that you're familiar with the format, please meet the candidates for County Supervisor. Mark Turnquist, Mary Hayashi, Richard Valle, and Mark Green. And that's the order in which we will handle the first question from the audience. What do you consider the major responsibility of a supervisor? Mr. Turnquist?
They're responsible for maintaining the county's budget, overseeing the agencies, ensuring that all county phases of government meet the needs of the people.
Okay, Ms. Hayashi?
Thank you. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this forum today, and thank the Mayor Green for allowing us to use this chamber for this important dialogue. I'm Mary Hayashi. I currently serve as the California State Assemblywoman representing the 18th District. All the communities that I serve are here in Alameda County. I believe that the supervisor's responsibility is obviously balancing the county budget and making sure that we're accountable to the voters of Alameda County. Last year, county contracted over $500 million to nonprofits and community-based organizations, providing important social and human services throughout the county. And I think the supervisors should be responsible for making sure that the contracts are not only done in an equitable and transparent way, but the programs are carried out as they're supposed to. Another responsibility that I believe is very important as a supervisor is that because state government is now shifting its responsibilities, more and more responsibilities to local government, we need to know how to get our fair share from the state government. We have to compete with San Diego County, LA County, and some of these large counties with a lot of political power. And I believe that I'm the best candidate running in this race to make sure that Alameda County gets its fair share from the state government. Thank you.
Mr. Valle?
Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting this event and the great city of Union City. I've been the supervisor for about 3 months, and what I've been doing is dealing day to day with the reality of the state budget cuts and the tremendous impact it's had on our local governments, not just redevelopment, which was devastating to our city here in Union City, but every other city in California, but also several votes that have been taken in the Assembly and Senate that have devastated senior housing, Alzheimer's housing, foster children, and many homeless children. All of those impacts have had dramatic effects on people in Alameda County. On a day-to-day basis, I'm talking to people who are the direct recipients of those cutbacks and those takeaways that have really hurt all of us. At the county level, we're dealing with the probation department, which has an influx of more and more people who are involved in gang violence. We're working with several faith-based community organizations in Newark, in Hayward, and Union City to turn that trend around and to look at the issues of gang violence in our neighborhoods, which is impacting a lot of people. The state also dumped the issue of the prison system on the county system, and the sheriff's department is now having to deal with more people who are being released into our local jails, and that's is going to impact crime in our community. So I've talked to the police chiefs in Union City and Hayward about those significant impacts coming down, looking for ways to prevent more crime and looking for positive ways to talk with young people about new ways to live and new role models. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Green?
In many ways, the responsibility of a county supervisor is very similar to the responsibility of any other elected official at any other level of government, and that starts off by making the best possible decisions that you can make for not only your district in this particular case, but for the county in its entirety. And that's one thing I think I will be bringing to the county supervisor's role, is the ability to look beyond just my district, beyond just my city, but look at the entire county and how it operates. And there's a breadth of responsibility, certainly, that Richard reiterated there, talking about public safety, the infrastructure of the county, housing, social services, public health, the legal system. It goes on and on. Voting, for that matter, even for that time of the year when it comes across. So we have many avenues in the county that need to be addressed. Certainly, budgets are always a problem at any level of government, and I think that you have to be able to come into a supervisor's role as you would at any other level of government, which I've been able to do here at the city level as a mayor for 19 plus years, and it is finding ways to balance budgets, not robbing Peter to pay Paul, but finding a way to move forward as a city and finding a way to move forward as a county are going to be musts that we have to do legitimately in our county. One of the main things we really need to be doing is, in terms of responsibility of a county supervisor, is finding a way to make Alameda County as inviting a place for business as we possibly can.
Thank you. For the second question, we'll begin with Ms. Hayashi. And we seem to have a lot of interest in the county budget here. How do you evaluate where to make cuts if the budget demands them? What areas would you not cut under any circumstances? And is there a way possible to get a fairer amount of funds to the south part of the county?
Thank you. You know, serving in the state legislature during the toughest economic times for the past 6 years has really taught me how to prioritize. And, you know, nobody likes to make cuts to safety net programs or to education. But, you know, I'm really proud of the fact that in the legislature for 6 years, I have fought very hard to protect programs here in Alameda County. And one of the first legislations that I've authored in the legislature back in 2007 is AB 509, which created the statewide Office of Suicide Prevention. And this is California's first Office of Suicide Prevention. 40 some states have it, we did not. And you know, I lost my older sister to suicide, and this was a very personal issue. I felt very passionate about, worked on mental health issues for a long time. And in the middle of recession, we created this important office, and we still have that, funding for that office. And so for the past 6 years, you know, I have fought to protect monies for Alameda County. We have additional $225 million to mental health programs from the state due to the work that I've done at the state level. So I think that if you want to see what my priorities were, you can look at the record